Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dreamleapers Inspiration. I'm your host, Harriet Cole, coming to you from my happy place in Sag Harbor, New York, where my heart shines when I'm here, and I'm happy to share it with you. I hope your heart is shining as well. Ah, just this is a time to take a deep breath. Why don't we do that together? Breathe in the goodness, you guys. Breathe it in, feel it. Know that this is a precious life that we have. And we are the ones who have to recognize that, to own it, to acknowledge that this life right now is all we have. And what we make of it is essential for our well being, for the well being of those around us. That truly living life is paying attention, and not just paying attention to what's happening on the outside, but paying attention to what's happening on the inside. I think many of us get so busy and we have so much longing for something, whatever that something is, that we direct so much of our energy outward and don't create enough space to let things settle and contemplate the meaning of whatever is going on in our lives, and assess the value of experiences, of relationships, of situations. Uh, I know that I do that. I've been super busy in the past 10, 20 days. I've been traveling all over the place. Thank God the traveling experience has been pretty good, because a lot of people have had every kind of problem you could imagine. I saw, as a result of whatever that computer glitch was that happened a few weeks ago, at different airport hubs, there were thousands of bags stuck where they just got dumped because there were delayed flights and all kinds of things, which made me figure out how to use carry-on. And I am usually one to overpack. I did not do it this time. I packed what would fit in a carry-on bag, and if it wouldn't, it wasn't coming with me. I even had to buy hair product when I got somewhere, because guess what? All you hair companies who make mousse, you don't make it in that little container. No carry-on. That's not good. But I digress. Moving around, showing up to be present for all of the things that have been my responsibilities in the past 2 weeks, that include work, for which I'm incredibly grateful, family, my everything, friends, community, being present for everything and being present for myself took coming back to center, grounding, anchoring, replenishing, refueling my spirit, making sure that I'm connecting to the divine on a regular basis. And sometimes you don't remember how to take care of yourself when you're busy, when you're striving, when you're reaching, when you are working really hard to do the right thing, but maybe stretched. And then in the midst of all of that, there's just the dynamics of life, of relationships, of friendships, of potential interactions, and what happens then. So I was thinking about how I show up and how I've observed that others show up, and when it works and when it doesn't. And it reminded me of something I think I was telling a friend about, how I came to write one of the books that I've written some years ago. And the book is called Choosing Truth. And today's message I've called Choose the Truth. And I want to tell you the story of how that book came to be and what I'm meaning for all of us about Choose the Truth. So this is many years ago, predating my daughter, who's 20. I had just finished writing a book and felt a great sense of relief. And I went to a meditation retreat. And I've learned, when I go into the space of meditation, it's good to have an intention. What do I want to get out of this experience? What am I looking for? Because when I do that, then it's easier for me to notice the messages that come, because I find in the stillness, when I really allow myself to be quiet and still and listen, there's a lot of information that comes forth, and I want to be able to understand what's coming. So I set an intention. And my intention at this meditation retreat, which was called an intensive, was, what is next? That was my question. What's next? I finished this big project. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. What's next for work? What's next for life? What's next? And as I sat in meditation, and we were guided by our meditation master into a very still place, I literally heard a voice. And I want to tell you, I'm not one of those people who hears voices, but I heard a voice, a male voice. And my meditation master is a woman, so this wasn't her voice. I heard a powerful male voice say, "Choose the truth." Like, huh? I thought I was doing that. Choose the truth. And I sat with that. What does that mean? What does that mean for me? Am I not doing that? Am I not doing it on a deep enough level? What does it mean? And I think I've been thinking about this ever since. What happened was I was to meet with the publisher some few weeks after that, and I had a list of ideas of books that I wanted to write. And I added "Choose the Truth" with like 3 sentences as a description, because I wasn't really sure what this meant. I knew it was about the inner journey. And don't you know, my publisher bought it based on those 3 sentences? The power of meditation and connecting to the divine. So then I had to figure it out. And in this book, which is somewhat autobiographical, but it's also, I did a lot of research talking to people and reading about what truth means and what engaging that sacred space within means. Listening to the voice inside, which I believe and have been taught is our connection to the divine, but is different from listening to your friends or listening to whoever the other voices might be. While it's fine to listen to them sometimes, how many times have we been derailed because we did something because somebody told us it was a good idea, because somebody gave us advice, because somebody told us you better do this? Or when we looked at a situation and didn't believe what was in front of our eyes. How many times? So I created this book many years ago. It's called Choosing Truth. That's what the publisher wanted to change it. I said, that's fine. That's fine. But what does it mean now? What does it mean to choose truth today? So for me, this is 20 plus years later. I'm a mature adult. I have had many experiences. And sometimes I find myself in those same spaces where I'm choosing to not see what's in front of my face. Does that ever happen to you? Does it happen to you now where you know that something in front of you doesn't quite click right? You know that how a situation is unfolding doesn't make sense. Your gut tells you, there's something wrong here. There's something I need to be doing differently. Something needs to happen differently. Maybe I need to step off. And sometimes you don't do it. And then what happens? So in the midst of my busyness, I've had a couple of those moments where I didn't feel in sync with me. And one day recently, I found myself in a situation where it just felt off. And as I stood still by myself in the rain, asking myself, how did I get here? What am I doing? Is this how I want to show up for me? It was just me and myself in the rain. And in that moment, like it was like the shake it up moment. You are able to make better choices for yourself. You are able to have control over your being, over your physical being, over your heart, over your mind, over your choices. And from that point of reclaiming that power, I was able to make a pivot for me. How often have you been in a situation where you're like, maybe this isn't a good decision, but I'm going to keep moving with it? And what has it taken for you to pause and say, maybe not the best decision? I want you to think about that. Think about that very seriously because we have control over ourselves, although we often don't claim that control. One of the things that uh, was shared with me recently when I've been working with a therapist, and I highly recommend that everyone would make that choice. It's a powerful thing to do because it's a professional who can help you steer through some interesting spaces. And she said to me, the most important thing for you to do is to take care of your health in the midst of the thousand things that I was talking to her about. And it's your choice. It's nobody else's choice. You have the power to do this. This was a few months ago. And from that day to this, I think I've lost about 15 pounds. I've been walking just about every day. I feel brighter. I feel healthier. I feel happier and clearer based upon a choice for me. I did not say it's somebody else's fault that this is happening. It's somebody else's whatever. I can't point my finger at somebody else and say, I feel like this or this is happening for me because of X or Y. No. I feel like this because I'm taking care of myself every day better than I was a month ago, 2 months ago, a year ago. For me, that's part of choosing the truth, choosing to listen to the voice inside of me, choosing to nurture me, choosing not to blame anybody for whatever's going on with me, but to accept responsibility. It is not easy to do that. I talk about this all the time. When we are feeling uncomfortable, down, frustrated, contracted, you know, upset, whatever those feelings are, we often point our finger out at other people and blame other people for what's going on in our world. I certainly do it. I know not to do it, and I still do it. It is so and so's fault. It is your fault that I feel this way. Maybe not. Maybe not. Now, it could be because I allow this situation to continue that I feel this way, whatever this situation might be. But how can we really blame somebody else for our state? I don't think we can. I think we do, but I don't think it's accurate. And so I want to share with you a quote that I found in the space of this notion of choosing truth. Of, yeah, what happens when we make that choice? Because it's about the power of going inside. And it says, the golden opportunity you are seeking is in yourself. It is not in your environment. It is not in luck or chance or the help of others. It is in yourself alone. This is from Orson Swett Marden. Never heard of this person, but as I was looking for quotes, there are many versions of this message, but I like the way this was phrased. The golden opportunity you are seeking is in yourself. So let's start there. Golden. We think of gold as precious. We think of gold as luminous, of something that awakens something within us and gives us power. Martin says the golden opportunity you are seeking is in yourself. It is not in your environment. Okay, we love being in a beautiful environment. I treasure it. And I have read and learned about people who were in prison in an environment not of their choosing and out of which they could not be released on their own when they had their awakening. So it's not in your environment. It's wonderful to have a beautiful environment, but it is not a requirement in order to reach that space. Martin says it is not in luck or chance. So it's not because, oh, I hit the lottery. Oh, this incredible great thing happened. And I don't know why it happened, but wow, that's luck. I'm so lucky. Hmm. I believe in grace. I believe in grace, not necessarily in luck. But this quote says it is not in luck or chance or the help of others. Even that. Now, that's a tough one to accept because we know connections make the world go round. Working with people, having the support of other people, having a boost from others, that notion of a sponsor, somebody who's got your back when you're not there. All of that matters and can be incredibly powerful in our lives. So I'm not going to say it doesn't help, but if you aren't in alignment with you, the help of others may take you down a path that isn't your path. How many times has that happened? Somebody helped you believing, oh, this is how you need to be helped. Let me help you over here. And then you go down that path. And how did I get over here? Well, I got over here because somebody led me because I wasn't clear about my path, right? I was working with a woman on a project years ago. There was a chance to get a big investment in my business. And the person who was considering it had met another woman, said, let me put you two together. And if you come up with an idea together that works, I will fund you with a lot of money. So I said, okay. And I sat with her and we worked together, but our ideas did not mesh. And I tried to make it work because here was this dangle of a lot of money. And we needed money, we thought, in order to get to the next step. But it didn't work because it wasn't in alignment. For me, it didn't work because it wasn't in alignment with what I want, who I am, what I wanted to do. There was nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't in alignment. And so here in this, I think the understanding of this, that the golden opportunity is not in the help of others. It can't be in the help of others unless first you are in alignment with yourself. And so Martin says, it is in yourself alone. It is in yourself alone. Now, does that feel lonely? If you have faith, I'm going to say it doesn't. Because again, what I've been taught is that when you go into that still place inside, that is when you connect to the divine. Whatever you understand God to be, whatever you understand this tremendous universe in which we live that pulses and allows us to exist and thrive and be beacons of light and have joy, whatever that is, to me, that's the divine. And you channel it right. It's like a circle of light between you and the divine. And you tap into it when you get still and you allow yourself to make that part of you first, to allow that part of you to throb with life. That's what I know the power of meditation to be. That's what I know the power of truly accepting responsibility for yourself, for your needs, for your values, for your way of looking at the world and living in the world. And so back to what my therapist said to me, take care of you, Harriet. Stop talking about other people, thinking about other people. We can talk about that, but take care of you. And how can you best take care of you? Take care of your health. And that was interesting because, I work. And probably like many of you, since COVID, I've been sitting for so long. Well, I was sitting too much. I had to get up and move. And getting up and moving has changed everything. I was stuck physically. Not in my mind, not in, how much work could I do? There's always more, and I'm always willing to do it. But was I willing to take care of me? Not enough. And I was quick in my mind, in some subtle part of my mind, I was quick to place blame somewhere other than accepting responsibility for me. And that has shifted. I've always been one to choose joy. I got that from my mother, my 94-year-old mother, who says, I'm making the most of what I have left. She's 94. She doesn't have 100 more years to go, right? But what can I do with what I have now? Take care of me, love me, nurture me, because that makes me better in every situation that exists. So, Martin says the golden opportunity you are seeking is in yourself. It is not in your environment. It is not in luck or chance or the help of others. It is in yourself alone. Sit with that. Sit with that. Think about that. How do you feel when you're alone? Do you allow yourself to be alone? Do you allow yourself to be still, to turn off the music, turn off the TV, turn off the video games, turn off the binge watching, turn off everything and just be? How often do you allow that for yourself? And what happens when you sit with your thoughts? What comes when you sit with your thoughts? What comes when you allow yourself to be still? I want to tell you, for me, so much creative inspiration has come for me when I have been still. So much power physically has come to me when I've allowed myself to be still. There's this thing called imposter syndrome, and I've been working with a number of incredibly powerful women recently who struggle with questioning whether they are truly powerful. Will someone find me out? Am I really good at this or that? I can't tell you whether you're good at this or that or not. If it's a skill and you need it, then you need to make sure you own that. But in terms of confidence, so many of us do not truly have the confidence that we should. So many of us, in the quiet of the moment, in the quiet of night, in the quiet of us alone with our thoughts, question, am I really good? Am I really worthy of whatever this moment is? Bella, let's take the screen down. I think that we need to look at ourselves more lovingly. We need to trust that there's incredible wisdom inside of our being. That when we nurture that, when we allow ourselves to check in with the greatness within, we make smarter choices. When we don't listen, what happens? Does it take standing in the rain thinking, oh my God, how did I get here? Getting that water in your face, that slap in your face, whatever it takes, that shake, shaking you into reality. What is it that you need in order to connect to yourself? Now, what I don't want it to be is what I want to learn lessons from my loved ones so that perhaps I don't have to get the same lesson. 3 of my closest friends have suffered significant health challenges. They don't really know why. But it's a lesson for me. What am I doing to take care of myself so that I don't have to have the exact same thing that happened to them, if it's even possible? What can I do? How can I learn from others so that I can fuel myself better for me? And as smart people, we know what we need to do for ourselves. We know what it takes to eat healthy, sleep healthy, think healthy, do healthy things. And how often do we not do them? How often do we make dumb choices? I tell my daughter every day, make smart choices. I have to remember to tell myself, make smart choices, Harriet. I'm telling you, make smart choices every day. What is the smart choice? And if you have made a choice that isn't smart, how do you course correct? You can change a choice. If you are blessed enough, yes, you can make a mistake and correct it. Until we leave this planet, we have the opportunity to do that. I'm asking you, as you live your life, as you navigate your life, when you come upon situations that don't make sense, where it doesn't feel right on the inside to you, this is probably not a choice that's right for me. This is probably not a relationship that makes sense. This is probably not a decision I am making that's in alignment with my values. This is probably not the right thing for me to do at this moment, even if it seems really appealing. When you have that feeling, screech on the brakes, pause, go inside and ask yourself, what should I be doing now? What is the right choice for me? What is the smart decision right now? Listening to yourself, relying on yourself, understanding that when you figure out how to be in alignment with you, with what you believe, with what you need, with what nurtures your being, when you are in alignment with that, all the things come into alignment. Then the doors open. The environment is the environment you need. The people are the people you need. The situations that present themselves seem sweeter. Opportunities become golden because you are attracting specifically what you need because you are clear about that. When you are not clear, you attract all kind of stuff. When you are not clear, you often attract the wrong thing. When you are not full, when your spirit is not full, when your soul is not nourished, it's easy to make the wrong choice and then blame somebody for it. Let's not do that. Let's go inside. Let's connect to the greatness within. Connect to our souls. Nurture that connection that we have, our soul connected to the divine. Let us resonate in that space because when we do, we see clearly, we experience fullness, we experience gratitude, we experience abundance. We have what we need. And if there's more that we need, the door is right there and we see it. This is the door to go in. This is where we pass. Not here, 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 and here, but we see where because we're clear. It works and it takes work. It takes vigilance on a daily basis to connect to the truth, to choose the truth, to notice like what we think is the truth one day, layers and layers below, we may find, maybe what we thought was true isn't true. It's daily, it's moment by moment, connecting to your soul, connecting to the divine, trusting, listening to the voice within. I promise you. And also noticing the signs, the falling rain, the extreme heat, the friction in a relationship, whatever it is, notice what's happening in your life. Evaluate it. Don't just say, that happened. What does it mean? What does it mean for you? Please take the time to assess these things. It can make you stronger. It can make you healthier. It can make you happier. I wish that for you. I wish it for me. It's happening for me right now because I'm working hard at it. I hope you will too. Until next time, have a great day and make it count. Namaste.